Hi, Dave Roscoe here. It is Friday, July 11th, 2025, and I have an update on my anti-scammer bot. As you know, I had a victim of a scammer who had a balance that was unlocking this morning, and I was putting my latest and greatest bot through the test to see if I could beat the scammers. So we'll talk about that in just a minute. And I also want to let you know that I have a upcoming report that I'm working on. It'll probably be my update for Monday because a lot of people have been asking me about the situation with 137 Ventures and the Pi Network. There's been a lot of hype over it and people have made a big deal about it. Is it really a big deal? And what is 137 Ventures? So we'll talk about that on Monday's report. But first, the metrics. The circulating supply is at 7.68 billion pi, and there were 22,572 user accounts migrated in the last 24 hours. And that was totaled 6.2 million pi. There is 25.8 million pi in the Pi migration wallet. And migrations are happening this morning. It's just weird. I mean, every time I look, there's migrations happening, but the daily numbers are still low. And if you look at the transactions, it's all really low values. It looks to me like there are continuously migrating new users because any legacy users would not have this little pie in their accounts, but it's what they're doing. The migrated unlock rewards are at 2.46 billion pi, with 9.1 million pi unlocked in the last 24 hours and now free to be traded on the open markets. Looking at the price action, the Pi coin is currently trading at 49 cents, which is up 1.66% from this time yesterday. The market cap is at $3.77 billion, which is up 1.74%. The daily trading volume is at $199.22 million, which is up 123% from this time yesterday. And earlier, it was even higher. So the volume is dipping now as the price drops down. But as you can see, we had something of a rally where the price got up to 52 cents. And it has been dropping ever since, and it's back to around 48, 49 cents. Unfortunately, I missed today's charting session because I had obligations with my child and summer camp. So I can't really tell you what this looks like right now for the next couple of days. But, as I always say, trade at your own risk. I really can't give you any advice right now. So I want to show you this. This is a victim's wallet who had their passphrase compromised by a scammer. This is the bottom value here is the initial migration from the Pi Foundation 2 wallet. If you look at those last 5 digits, that should be familiar to everybody who's ever had a migration. And then on the 8th of July, we had 3 attempts to take that Pi. Not sure why, but they all failed. And then today at 8 a.m., my bot and several others decided that we were going to try to take this Pi. And guess what? I won. This is the claim that moved it to the available balance, and that is the transfer. And that, folks, is my wallet address. And then you can see here that there were 2 other failed transactions that didn't make it before me. So there we have it. My bot won. This was a contested balance, and I won. This is the first unqualified success of my anti-scammer bot. And I'm telling you, I could not be happier. And I'm sure the victim couldn't be happier either. And then just to close the loop here, this is a snapshot from my wallet showing that I did receive the claimed balance and then sent the balance to a safe wallet owned by the victim. And now it's like it never happened. The technology that I'm using to do this is not something that most people can do. Scammers will take the easiest path to get the most amount of money. So most scammers are not using this kind of technology, and they certainly haven't invested the same amount of time building their bots that I have. Don't get me wrong. The Pi network is built on the Stellar blockchain. Claim races by bots are not a new thing. And on the Stellar blockchain, the bots that run there are far more sophisticated. Now, there are safeguards on the Pi network that prevent people from doing a lot of the things that are already happening on the Stellar blockchain, but it's not that far removed. Anyway, I'm blabbering around here because you can tell I'm excited. This is a dream of mine that is now realized. And with this success, I'm hoping that people who are sitting on the fence will come to me and trust me to help save their Pi. As you can see, I was successful and I returned the Pi in full to the victim. Everything I say is true. I'm an honorable person. If I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. Okay? People come here because they trust me, and I'm not going to do anything to violate that trust. As I mentioned, there's been a lot of talk about 137 Ventures and the Pi network. 137 Ventures is no joke. They are very well known, very high profile venture capital fund, or firm, I should say. The fact that Pi network is on their list of clientele is not insignificant. The question is, how significant is it? I'm working on a story because people have been asking. So look for this on Monday's update, and we'll talk about 137 Ventures and exactly what this means for the Pi network. But that's all I've got for now. If anything breaks, I'll be sure to hop on here and let you know. But until then, don't panic, stay the course, and remember, the success of the Pi network begins with you. Pi to the moon. Peace.